Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy, and I want to talk about something he's going to be handling in his when he becomes president. That'll be a major issue when he is president, and one of the reasons why he needs to be president is to handle parasocial relationships. And I want to talk about this in context to a brand new Stream Buster, the 2023 Stream Buster, Julia Roberts and Mahershala Ali's and Ethan Hawke's um, Leave the World Behind. Brilliant Netflix film, and it's a Stream Buster. And first of all, that has political ramifications of the Stream Buster. So one of the things, so first of all, I want to talk about what Vivek could do in context to how can Vivek Ramaswamy use this Stream Buster to advance his to specifically advance his U.S. presidency race. So first of all, he can start talking about Stream Busters. So what is this thing? So first of all, this thing costs $100 million if it costs $1. It's a Netflix Stream Buster. Now, what is that? It's a movie. When you look at it, you're like, why didn't this go to the movies? Right? This has actual real Hollywood movie stars in it. This doesn't belong on a streaming service, right? Knives Out, The Glass Onion was one of the. Well, actually, that one did go to the movie, so that's not a good example. But it's when a streamer is like, hey, we need a draw, we need something. It's the holiday season, people are home, they want a movie to watch. Like, let's get this film, and millions of people are going to watch it, and it's going to draw people. People are going to be like, oh, I don't have Netflix, like an actual draw. Now, a Stream Buster is something, a blockbuster is literally, they called it a blockbuster because the line would go around the block. It would bust the block. Like, it would literally go around the block, right, for movies. Now, a Stream Buster is a blockbuster that's been made by a streamer, and here's the rules, right, for it. They cost $100 million. Two, they actually have real movie stars from the big screen, like real movie stars, right? And this one had multiple, like Ethan Hawke, real movie star, husband of Uma Thurman. I don't think they're married anymore. Their daughter is incredibly successful. She's on Stranger Things. And then Julia Roberts, very real movie star. And then who else? There's and Mahershala Ali was going to be Blade. Like he has an Oscar for The Green Book. Like, real movie star, right? So he could start saying, hey, Stream Busters are important, and put them into context and explain why American entertainment needs to be considered as intellectual property owned by the government, exactly like our land, right? And this lines up with my theory about the Department of Hollywood that Vivek Ramaswamy should establish on day one. So what I want to talk about right now is this film was absolutely brilliant. Spoilers, I'm sorry, I should have said that earlier. Spoilers for Leave the World Behind. There's so much in this film, and it was absolutely brilliant. But one of the things that I watched this film, and it blew me away. There were so many powerful messages in this. And one of them was, what do we do with, one that really blew me away was, what do we do with parasocial relationships? So in this movie, two families are struck by are thrust into the middle of an apocalypse, okay? And the world is literally ending, right? And one of the people who is impacted by this is their daughter Rose. Their daughter Rose is in like 5th grade. She's the oldest you can be and still be in elementary school, right? So she's just an elementary school American girl, right? And they show in the movie, everybody's has all these problems, right? But her problem is twofold, right? One, no one listens to her. She talks and nobody listens to her. Oh, you're just a child. We're not really going to listen to you. Doesn't matter what you think. Whatever you say doesn't matter. Like, it's pretty sad, like very sad, and very, very sad. And then also, and she is watching through Friends, all 11 seasons, 13 seasons, whatever there was, right? And she has watched through all of Friends except one last episode, and her family goes on vacation, and the entire internet shuts down. So her streaming show that she was going to finish, she can't finish, right? And it's really astounding, because what ends up happening is you get this situation where it's really incredible. And she can't finish this. And she goes to her brother and she says, hey, man, I am really, like, I'm having a rough time here, right? And the reason why is I want to finish this. And he's like, and her brother is just abominable to her. And he's like, and he says, why is it so important to you that you finish the show, right? It's just a show. And she's like, they're my friends and I care about them. And what this is a parasocial relationship. She has a parasocial relationship with the friends in the show Friends, right? And this is a deep and abounding problem. And the reason why is, it blew me away. This is real. Her problem is real, right? And the reason why I have so much hope for Vivek Ramaswamy is, we have so many people in America that have parasocial relationships that are profoundly deeper than the relationships they have with meat sack people, right? And there's no space for this. There's no space to even have this discussion, right? She says, I really care about these people. And her brother says, you shouldn't, right? But he's an abominable monster person, and he does not care for her, and he's just a jerk human, right? And the reality is, her feelings are real, right? And who's going to listen to her? And in this movie, they show you no one is going to listen to her. No one, right? And this is where we're at in America. There's entire groups where nobody cares. Nobody cares what they're saying, right? One of them right now is men. Like, men are dying deaths of despair by the millions, low millions. Not a joke, very real. You don't know what I'm talking about, just look up deaths of despair. There are entire groups where the entire society is saying, you do not matter. For millennia, we valued you as fathers. For millennia, we valued you as husbands. None of that matters now. Nobody wants you as a husband. Nobody wants you as a father. You are useless, right? And this is a group that nobody is listening to, right? Like, and so many of them are forming parasocial relationships, right? So the president's going to need to get in the middle of this, right? And fix some of these problems and engage with Americans, right? Can you imagine explaining a parasocial relationship to an 80-year-old person? And this is my point. If you're voting for Trump or if you're voting for Biden, you are the same person. You are giving into gerontocracy. You are giving into a sit-and-sign president. You are you are bringing us to where David Plotz said we would be, right? He explained an 80-year-old president as America seeing them as doddering, incoherent, lacking energy, and barely visible, right? You are giving up on our nation if you are voting for Trump or if you are voting for Biden, right? And we need a president who's going to be able to fix the parasocial relationship problems that we are about to have in massive ways. And Rose, at the end of the movie, she literally goes off alone because she realizes no one cares what she has to say. No one is listening to her, and no one cares about her parasocial relationships, right? And I want America to have somebody who cares, somebody who can literally read through the definition of parasocial relationship and understand it. An 80-year-old person is never going to understand the real problems of America. And we need Vivek Ramaswamy because he has a chance of actually understanding Americans. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.